So come to the top of your mat, legs crossed, sit bones grounding down. If you have a meditation cushion or a block and you want to sit that underneath you, that's great. You can do that. Right, hands can be on your thighs, or you want to take one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Whatever is going to help you come into your body, into the moment. Spine is long and the crown of the head's reaching towards the ceiling. Take a full breath in and a long breath out. Do that again. Take a full belly breath in, fill up, and then take a long breath out. Let the shoulders fall away from your ears. Unhinge your jaw. And soften the space between your eyes. And just settle in. Maybe for the first time today, you notice the fact that you are breathing. We often don't give our breath much attention. It just kind of works on autopilot. So maybe you bring your attention to the inhales and the exhales. The way that it feels on the back of your throat, the way that it feels on the tip of your nose, the way that it feels moving through your body. And you just notice. So I've been off this week and I've been doing a lot of purging in my house, which makes my family a bit nervous. There's something very cathartic about getting rid of the old and making way for the new. And the breath is like that, right? The breath kind of clears out the mind, clears out the body. You can get rid of old thoughts by simply tuning into your breath, making space for new, making space for expansion. And start to deepen your breath. Together, take a breath in, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Let your thumbs rest on your heart space and just notice here. Feel the heartbeat. Feel the thumbs against the chest. Feel the breath. Take a breath in, arms reach up overhead. Grab the left wrist with the right hand, ground down into your sit bones, and on the exhale, you're gonna lean over towards the right side of your room. Roll that top shoulder, that left shoulder onto the back, grounding down into both sit bones. Fill up, empty out. Come back to center on an inhale, and on the switch hands, and on the exhale, you lean over to the left. Feel the stretch on the right side body. Beautiful. Take a breath in. You come back to center. You separate the hands. And on the exhale, that right hand comes down to the ground. You lean into it and stretch over to the right side of the room. Really open up across the heart. Beautiful. You take a breath in. Right hand comes up. Left hand comes down. Lean over. Inhale, you come back, one more on each side, and then exhale, that right hand comes down. You breathe in, you lengthen the fingertips towards the right side of the room. Inhale, you come back to center. Exhale, that left hand comes down. Inhale, you come back up. Both hands are reaching up towards the ceiling. Drop the shoulders away from your ears. Take a breath in. Left hand comes forward, right hand comes back. Twist open. Let the shoulders soften. As you breathe in and make space, can you open up your heart a little bit more? Take a breath in. You come back to center on an inhale. Exhale, right hand comes forward, left hand comes back. And take a breath in. You come back to center. Exhale, you're going to plant the hands and make your way to tabletop. So the shoulders are stacked over the wrists. The hips are over the knees. The spine is long. The crown of the head's reaching towards the front of your room. You're going to take a breath in. You're going to drop the belly, release the rib cage, tilt the heart up, come into cow pose. And on the exhale, you're going to press down into your hands, round your spine, come into cat. Inhale, heart lifts, belly drops. Exhale, you round, moving the spine. You're going to keep moving like that. Inhale, your heart lifts. You come into cow. Exhale, you round the spine. Come into cat. Yeah, just keep doing that. Your breath, your movement. Right. Creating space, kind of getting rid of the cobwebs and the stiffness, waking up the body, noticing what comes up, right? Is there resistance? Is there, this feels good, this is joyful, right? What comes up as you move, right? It's kind of like, do I want to keep this pair of pants or do I want to keep this pair of pants? Like, which emotion, which feeling do you want to keep and which do you want to get rid of? And use the breath to push it out. Do one more cycle of cat-cow, and then you're going to come into a neutral spine. You're going to press down in through the hands, spread the fingers. Take a breath in. You're going to lift the right leg on an inhale, flex through that right foot, and then you're going to lift the left hand when you're ready. Hug the belly button into the core, right? You're balancing here. You may wobble, that's okay. Take a breath in, and on the exhale, you're gonna hug the elbow into the knee. You're gonna contract in, pull the belly in. Inhale, you're gonna lengthen out. Exhale, you're gonna bring it in. Inhale, you're gonna lengthen. Exhale, you're gonna contract. Inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, you contract. One more. Inhale, you lengthen. You pause here, really stretch from the fingertips of the left hand all the way through the toes of the right foot. Beautiful. Take a breath in, and on an exhale, that hand and knee come down to the mat. Take a breath in. The left leg lifts on an inhale. And the right hand lifts when you're ready. Stretch through the right fingers like you're trying to shake somebody's hand if I were standing in front of you. Take a breath in. Exhale, you contract in. Inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, you contract. Inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, you hug everything in. Pull the belly into the spine. Inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, you bring it in. Inhale, you lengthen, you pause here and stretch from the fingertips to the toes. The crown of the head's reaching towards the front of the room. And on the exhale, the hand and knee come to the mat. You're gonna take a breath in. Exhale, you're gonna tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. And here in downward facing dog, maybe you pedal in, maybe you have movement, maybe you need to make space. Okay. Really press down through the hands. The hands are shoulder distance apart. There can be a bend in the knee. The hip bones are reaching up towards the ceiling, so you're in an upside down V. Take a breath in, come up to the toes, and on the exhale, you're gonna drop both feet over to the right side. So really press down into the right side so you can feel the stretch in the calves. Come back to center on an inhale, and on the exhale, you drop the heels over to the left. Press down into the hands. Take a breath in. The heels come back to center. And on the exhale, you're going to let the heels sink towards the mat. Right now, your heels may never touch the mat. That's okay. But can you imagine if they did? Right? Feel that stretch. Feel them get heavy. You're going to take a breath in. You're going to look forward and walk your feet to your hands. So you're at the top of the mat. Halfway lift on an inhale. Roll the shoulders onto the back, arms reach out behind you. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Keep the arms lifted overhead. You're gonna ground down into the left foot and lift the right foot up in front of you. So that knee is stacked over your right ankle. The foot is flexed. Pull the abdomen into the spine. Pull up through the left thigh bone. Let the shoulders soften. Beautiful. Take a breath in. Exhale. The foot comes down to the mat. You fold forward. Halfway lift on a breath in. Exhale, you fold. Ground down into the right foot. Left foot lifts as you rise to standing. Right, those arms are reaching up overhead. Right, that left heel's underneath the left knee. Maybe you flex that left foot. Ground down into all four corners of that right foot that you're standing on. Unhinge your jaw. Beautiful. Take a breath in. Exhale. Foot comes down to the mat. You fold forward. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Arms reach up overhead. Right leg lifts in the air, and on the exhale, left hand comes forward, right hand comes back. You twist open. So the twist comes from the waist. So keep your hip points pointing towards the front of your room, right? So that it's just the waist that moves. Let the shoulders fall away from your ears. Beautiful. Take a breath in. You come back to center. Right foot comes down to the mat. You fold forward. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you empty out and fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Arms are reaching up overhead. You lift that left foot up in the air. And on the exhale, the right hand comes forward, the left hand comes back. You twist to the left side of the room. Let the shoulders soften. Soften the skin on the face. Beautiful. Take a breath in. You come back to center. Exhale, you fold. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you plant your hands. You step back to plank. Pause and plank. Right? Those of you who know where we're going, stay with me. So you're here in plank. Your shoulders are stacked over your wrist. You're up on the balls of your feet. The thigh bones are lifting up to the ceiling. Right? And you notice here, how can you make space? Can you make space in the body? By making an adjustment. Do you drop your knees? Do you breathe deeper? Do you make space in your head? Take a breath in. You're gonna lift the right leg to a hover. So you're still in a plank, you're just lifting the toes off the mat. Keep your weight evenly distributed in both hands. Don't let it shift over to the left. Take a breath in. Exhale, the right toes come down. On an exhale, inhale, the left toes lift to a hover. And you breathe here. Right, and maybe that making space is what you tell yourself. You got this, I'm good, I got this, baby, I got it, you're good, keep breathing. Take a breath in, you lower the left toes, push back to downward facing dog. right, take a breath in. You look forward, feet to the hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, you fold. Halfway lift on a breath in. Exhale, you plant your hands. You step back to plank. You're going to pause here. You're going to take a breath in. You're going to lift the right toes. Exhale, you lower them down. Inhale, you lift the left toes. Exhale, you lower them down. You take a full breath in, and on the exhale, you lower all the way down to the mat. Heartless to cobra on a breath in. Exhale, you fold, you push back to downward facing dog. You take a full breath in, you look forward, feet to the hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you ground down, you rise to standing. Exhale, you fold. Halfway lift on your breath in. Exhale, you fold, you plant your hands, you step back to plank. You know what I'm going to tell you to do, right? You're going to take a breath in, you're going to lift the right toes. Exhale, you lower them down. Inhale, you lift the left toes. Exhale, you lower them down. Take a breath in. Exhale, the body comes all the way down to the mat. Heart lifts to cobra on a breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. You pause here in downward facing dog. You take a full breath in. Look forward, walk, step, or jump the feet to the hands. Halfway lift on a breath in. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, you empty out and fold. Halfway lift on a breath in. Exhale, you plant your hands. You step back to plank. You pause and plank. You take a breath in. You lift the right toes. Exhale, they come down to the mat. Inhale, you lift the left toes. Can you keep your body so strong that the only thing that's moving are your toes? Exhale, you lower them. Take a breath in. Exhale, you lower down to the mat. Heart lifts to cobra on an inhale, and on the exhale, you make your way back to downward facing dog. I'm going to do it one more time. You take a breath in and a breath out. Look forward, walk, step, or jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on a breath in. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, you empty out and fold. Halfway lift on a breath in. Exhale, you fold, you plant your hands, you step back to plank. You take a breath in, you lift the right toes. Exhale, you lower them. Inhale, you lift the left toes. Exhale, you lower them. Take a breath in, exhale, you lower down. Heart lifts to cobra on a breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, you take a breath in and a breath out. Walk your hands back to your feet so you're at the back of the mat. Take your feet wide to the edges of the mat. Grab opposite elbows, come in to a forward fold, ragdoll. Let the head and neck release. Maybe this is an opportunity to clear house, right? Use the breath, empty out the thoughts. Check in with your body, notice sensation. Maybe you thought, oh boy, I see a pattern. We're gonna do those lifting and core things today, right? Take a breath in, fingertips come down to the mat, bend into the left knee, left hand stays down, right hand comes up, peel open. Open up across the chest. Beautiful. Take a breath in and a breath out. Notice the breath moving through the body. On your next exhale, right hand comes down, left hand comes up. Maybe you bend deeply into that right knee. All right, this work is noticing. It's an awareness. It's like getting to know different parts of yourself. Each pose an opportunity to get to know a piece of yourself, a sensation, a thought, a wondering that you didn't know before. Take a breath in, left hand comes down to the mat, toe heel your feet back to hip distance. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. You're gonna walk your hands back out to plank. You're gonna pause and plank. And you just pause here. You lift the thigh bones up towards the ceiling. Where can you bring in some ease here? Can you really press down through the hands so you puff up the space between your shoulder blades? Make the back side of the body light. Good, take a breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, you take a breath in. You look forward, feet to the hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Right leg lifts behind you on a breath in. So you're in a standing split at the top of the mat. Flex through that right foot. Fingertips are on the mat. You take a breath in. Exhale, right toes touch down, so you're in a low lunge. So in this low lunge, your feet are in two separate lanes. Your left knee stacked over your left ankle. Hands can be down on the mat, framing the outside or both sides of your left foot. All right. You're gonna take a breath in and a breath out. Your next exhale, you're gonna lower the right knee to the mat, tap it down, and on the inhale, you're gonna push back up. Exhale, you're gonna tap the knee to the mat. Inhale, you push back up. Exhale, you tap the right knee to the mat. Inhale, you push back up. Keep bending into that left knee. Right hand stays down, left hand comes up, low lunge twist. Right. Top left shoulder stacked over the right. Open up across the heart. Spine is reaching towards the front of the room. Where can you make space here? Beautiful, take a breath in, left hand comes down, right foot steps up to meet the left, you're at the top of the mat. Halfway lift on an inhale, exhale, you fold. Left leg lifts on an inhale. You're in standing split, so press down into the right leg, the heart's reaching forward like you're on the edge of a diving board. Beautiful, take a breath in, exhale, those left toes touch down at the back of the mat, you're in a low lunge. So you're high on the ball of the left foot. That left thigh bone's lifting up towards the ceiling. Fingertips are framing the right foot. Take a breath in. Exhale, left knee taps to the mat. Inhale, you come back up. Exhale, left knee taps to the mat. Inhale, you come back up. Exhale, knee taps the mat. Inhale, you come back up. You pause here. Left hand stays down. Right hand reaches up. Low lunge twist. You keep bending into that right knee. Watch the left ankle, that it's not kicking out to the left side. Can you hug everything into the center line? Take a breath in and a breath out. Left foot steps up to meet the right. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, you fold. Halfway lift on a breath in. Exhale, you plant your hands, you step back to plank, you pause, you take a breath in, right toes lift up on an inhale, exhale, you lower them down, left toes lift on an inhale, exhale, you tap them down to the mat, take a breath in, exhale, you lower down, heart lifts to cobra on a breath in, exhale, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, you take a breath in. You look forward, walk, step, or float your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Right leg lifts as you rise to stand, or right leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, right toes touch down at the back of the mat. You're in a low lunge. So you can bring your fingertips to a hover if you want to keep them on the mat, framing the left foot, that's fine too, right? So you kind of know where we're going. You're going to take a breath in. Exhale, right knee taps down. Inhale, you come back up. Right hand stays down, left hand lifts up to the sky, low lunge twist. Take a breath in. Left hand's gonna come down. You're gonna rise to high crescent lunge. So the legs stay the same as in low lunge. The upper body lifts up, arms reach up overhead. So keep bending into that left knee. You're high on the ball of that right foot. Hug the belly button in, soften the shoulders. Take a breath in. Exhale, right knee taps to the mat. Inhale, you come back up. Exhale, knee taps the mat. Inhale, you press back up. Exhale, knee to the mat. Inhale, you press back up. You take a breath in. Exhale, hands come down to frame the left foot. Right foot steps up to meet the left. Halfway lift on a breath in. Exhale, you fold. Left leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, you step it back, low lunge. Again, fingertips can hover or they can stay down on the mat. You take a breath in. Exhale, left knee touches the mat. Inhale, you come back up. Left hand stays down, right hand lifts to the sky, low lunge twist. As you inhale, the spine lengthens, and as you exhale, can you open that shoulder a little bit more? Open up across the heart. Take a breath in and a breath out. Right hand comes down to the mat. Inhale, you rise to high crescent lunge. And pause here. Keep bending into that right knee. Take a breath in. Exhale, left knee touches the mat. Inhale, you come back up. Exhale, you lower. Inhale, you come back up. One more. Exhale, knee comes down. Inhale, you press back up. You take a breath in. Exhale, the hands come down to the mat. You step back to plank and you pause in plank. You take a breath in here. Right toes come to a hover. Exhale, they come to the mat. Inhale, left toes come to a hover. Exhale, they come down to the mat. Take a breath in. Exhale, you lower down, move through vinyasa, or just go back to downward facing dog. You take a breath in, feel the breath move through the body. Notice what's alive, what's present, what's on top. Maybe it's, I don't like this. Maybe it's my thighs are burning. Maybe it's how many more times do we have to do this? Why did I decide to go to class, right? It could be a million things. But can you drop into the body? Can you make space for that to live and just be with it, right? Take a breath in, look forward, feet to the hands. Halfway lift on a breath in. Exhale, you fold. Right leg lifts in the air on an inhale. Exhale, toes touch down at the back of the mat. You're in a low lunge, you take a breath in. Exhale, right knee taps down. Inhale, you come back up. Right hand stays down, left hand lifts up to the sky, low lunge twist. You take a breath in, you come back to high crescent lunge. Arms reach up overhead or they can come to heart center, it's fine. You take a breath in. Exhale, right knee taps to the mat. Inhale, you come back up. Exhale, you tap. Inhale, you come back up. Exhale, you tap. Inhale, you come back up. So you're in a high crescent lunge. Keep bending into that left knee. Arms reach up overhead. You're gonna lean over the left thigh. Arms are reaching towards the front of the room. They're active. You're gonna ground down into the left foot and lift the right leg as you straighten the left, warrior three. Right, so the hands can be at heart center. You can still have them framing your ears. And you're here in warrior three. You're gonna ground down into the left foot. And on the exhale, the right toes are gonna come down to meet the left. You're standing at the top of your mat. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Left leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, toes touch down at the back of the mat. You take a breath in. Exhale, the left knee taps down. Inhale, it comes back up. Left hand stays down, right hand comes up, low lunge twist. You breathe in, you make space. Exhale, the right hand comes down. Inhale, you rise to high crescent lunge. Arms are reaching overhead or they can come to heart center. Take a breath in. Exhale, the left knee taps down. Inhale, you press back up. Exhale, you lower. Inhale, you come back up. Exhale, you lower. Inhale, you come back up. You pause here in high crescent lunge. Keep bending into the right knee. Take a breath in, arms reach out over the right thigh. You're gonna ground down into the right foot, straighten the right leg, lift the left, warrior three. Hug the belly into the spine. That's gonna give you the stability. Let your shoulders fall away from your ears. Crown of the head's reaching towards the front of the room. And are you breathing? Take a breath in and a breath out. Exhale, that left foot comes down to meet the right. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, you fold, move it through vinyasa or go back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, you take a breath in and a breath out. You look forward, walk, step, or float your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Right leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, you step it back, low lunge. Take a breath in, right knee taps to the mat. Inhale, you come back up. Low lunge twist, right hand stays down, left hand lifts up to the sky. You take one breath in here. Exhale, the left hand comes down. You rise to high crescent lunge on a breath in. Exhale, right knee taps down. Inhale, you come back up. Exhale, the knee comes down. Inhale, you lift back up. Exhale, the knee comes down. Inhale, you lift back up. You lean out over the left thigh. You take a breath in, warrior three. So here in warrior three, you're gonna ground down into the left foot. The left hand can come down to the mat underneath your nose. You're gonna open up to half moon. So that right hand is gonna lift towards the sky, and you're gonna open up the left hip, flex the right hip, flex the right foot like you wanna put your footprint on the back wall. Right, where can you make space here? So the hand can stay down on the mat, that left hand, or you can lift it up to a hover. Open up across the chest, lean back, breathe. Take a breath in. Right hand comes down to the mat, right foot meets the left. Beautiful. This is my all-time favorite pose. Talk about making space. Take a breath in. Exhale, you lower. Left leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, you step it back, low lunge. You take a breath in. Exhale, the knee taps down. Inhale, you come back up. Exhale, left hand stays down. Right hand lifts, low lunge twist. Beautiful. Take a breath in. You come back to high crescent lunge. Right. That right knee stacked over the right ankle. Take a breath in. Exhale, left knee taps down. Inhale, you press back up. Exhale, left knee taps to the mat. Inhale, you come back up. One more, you got it. Exhale, left knee taps down. Inhale, you come back up. You're in high crescent lunge. You take a breath in. Those arms reach out over in front of you. The belly leans over the right thigh. Warrior three. Straighten the right leg, lift the left. Really ground down into that right foot. Really pull the right thigh bone up. Hug the muscles onto the bone. The right hand can come down underneath your nose. You're gonna lift the left hand, open up the left hips, half moon towards the left side of the room. Crown of the head's reaching towards the front of the room. Lean back a little bit. And you breathe here. Right, and this is a balancing. This is not an easy pose. So maybe you wobble and you fall back and you come back in. No big deal. Take a breath in. Left hand comes down to the mat. Left foot meets the right. You're standing at the top of the mat. Take a breath in. Halfway lift. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, you fold. Halfway lift on a breath in. Exhale, you plant your hands. You step back to plank. You move through vinyasa. Right, and that vinyasa, that rinsing things off, is almost like like a purge, it's a reset, right? So it's an opportunity then to kind of clear what happened and begin again, to make space. Take a breath in and a breath out. Drop the knees wide, sit the hips back towards the heels, let the belly fall in between the thighs, fingertips are reaching towards the top of the mat, forehead rest on the mat, come into child's pose. Right? Another opportunity to reset, make space, notice, bring awareness into this moment. It's a pause. Notice the breath. Maybe you had forgotten to notice it while you were moving. Can you bring your attention back to it? Walk your fingertips forward. You're going to take both hands out to the right side. They're going to come off the mat. You're going to press down into your hands. Sit your left hip back towards your left heel. Feel the stretch on the left side body. And take a breath in. You come back to center. And on the exhale, you walk your hands over to the left side of the room. Sit that right hip back towards the right heel. Right, make space. Clear out. Purge that which doesn't serve you, whether it's, the jeans that you're never going to wear, or it's the 5 things of, Neosporin that have expired, right? That you're hanging on to for some reason, right? Like, if it doesn't serve you, get rid of it. Whether that's the thoughts, the things in your house, the energy you associate with. Take a breath in, fingertips come back to center, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Look forward, feet to the hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, you bend the knees, sit the hips, chair. Right? So the knees are stacked over the ankles, the weight's in the back side of your body. Can you lift up your toes? They're light. Let the shoulders soften, heart's lifted. Right? Maybe you lift the heels and come up to your toes for a little bit more of a challenge. Right? And you just hang out here for a minute. You breathe, you notice. You notice what comes up. And you tell yourself you're fine. Take a breath in. Exhale, you fold. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Bend the knees, sit the hips. Inhale, chair. Take a breath in. Hands come to heart center on the exhale. Inhale, you lean forward. Left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Twist open, so press the palms together so they're moving towards your heart. The spine is long. Roll that right shoulder onto the back. Make space here. Can you make the side bodies longer? Beautiful. You're going to take a breath in. You're going to ground down into the right foot. The left foot's going to lift to a hover. You hovering? Okay, you're hovering. So you're going to take a breath in. Exhale, the left toes touch down at the back of the mat. So you're in a twisted crescent lunge here. Keep the left elbow connected to the outside of the right knee. Keep bending into the right knee. Lift the left thigh bone up towards the ceiling. Take a breath in. You come up to high crescent lunge. Exhale, you open it up, warrior two. So the right knee stacked over the right ankle. You're facing the left side of the room. Shoulders are falling away from the ears. Your right heel's lined up with the inside arch of your left foot. Take up space here. You're gonna flip the front palm. You're gonna stretch back, peaceful warrior. You're gonna straighten that front leg. You're gonna shift the hips back. You're gonna come into triangle pose. So the right fingertips are gonna reach towards the front of the room as the left hip shifts back towards the back of the room, and you're gonna drop in to triangle. So that right hand can come to the shin, it can come to the floor. Open up. All right, listen up. You're going to keep that right hand down on the floor. You're going to bend into that right knee, and you're going to lift the left leg, come into half moon. All right, so you've been here before. It's just a different way to get into it. So that right hand can stay on the mat. It can come to a hover. It can come to a block. All right, open up. Take a breath in. Exhale, you step back to warrior two. You flip the front palm, stretch back, peaceful warrior. And then on the exhale, you cartwheel your hands to the mat, move through vinyasa. We'll meet in downward facing dog, and we will do that on the left side. Last flow, take a breath in, look forward, feet to the hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold, bend the knees, sit the hips, inhale up into chair. Get the weight on the back side of the body. You take a breath in, exhale, hands come to heart center. You lean forward over the thighs on an inhale, right elbow to the outside of the left knee. On an exhale, open up. Where can you make space here? Is the space in your body? Is it the breath? Is it the mind? Ground down into the left foot. Right foot lifts to a hover. Keep breathing. Take a breath in, and on the exhale, that right foot steps to the back of the mat. You're in a twisted crescent lunge. Keep the right elbow connected to the outside of the left knee. Keep opening up. Crown of the head's reaching towards the front of the room. Beautiful. Take a breath in. You come up to high crescent lunge for a breath. And on the exhale, you open it up, warrior two. So you're facing the right side of the room. The left knee stacked over the left ankle. Bend into the left knee. Left thigh is parallel. The outside edge of the right foot is sealed to the mat. Let the shoulders soften. Smooth out the breath. You're going to flip the front palm, stretch back, peaceful warrior. You're going to pause here, feel the stretch on the left side body. You're going to straighten the left leg, shift the right hips towards the back of the room as the left fingertips reach towards the front of the room, and then you're going to drop into triangle. All right, so that left hand can be on the ground, it can be on your leg. Can you lean back, open your heart? Take a breath in. That left hand's gonna come down to the mat if it's not already there. You're gonna look down at that left foot, bend the left knee, lift the right leg, half moon facing the right side of the room. Flex through that right foot. It's gonna give you stability, and then lift up through the right fingertips. Like there's this lift. And if you fall, you come back in, you try again, right? That's part of it. Take a breath in. You're gonna come back to warrior two, so the right foot comes to the back of the mat. Flip the front palm, reach back, peaceful warrior. Exhale, you're gonna cartwheel your hands to the mat, move through vinyasa. Beautiful. From downward facing dog, you're gonna take a breath in, and you're gonna lift the right leg in the air. On the exhale, you're gonna step it to the outside of the right hand. So you're in a low lunge, but that right foot is towards the outside edge of the mat. So you're going to drop the back knee. You're going to walk the toes so that they're facing the right corner, top corner of your mat. Or coming into lizard or gecko. So that left knee comes down. You can roll to the outside edge of that right foot. This is a hip opener. So talk about making space, right? Our hips like to be tight. So you can stay on your hands. You can come down to your forearms. You can drop your head to the mat. Right, but you breathe and you notice. And maybe by sending breath to the right hip crease, you make space. Right, and you pause here. Paying attention to the breath on a regular basis allows us to constantly check in and make space where it needs to be in our bodies, in our minds, in a given situation, right? Sometimes that breath is the pause. It takes practice to notice the breath, to tune in, to realize its power. It may be as you come into stillness that your mind starts to wander a little bit more, and that's okay, but can you anchor it into something? Because sometimes I think the mind likes to clutter things instead of clearing space. It likes to add things, right? So can you keep that clearing out and getting rid of that doesn't serve you? You take a breath in and a breath out. You're going to come up to your hands. So your hands are both on the mat. They're on the inside of that right foot. You're going to tuck the left toes. You're going to keep your right foot to the outside of that right hand. And Steph Lee, this is for you. I always think of you when we do this. You take a breath in and then exhale, you lower down. You bend the elbows halfway. Inhale, you come back up. Exhale, you lower halfway down. Inhale, you come back up. Exhale, you lower halfway down. Inhale, you come back up. You're gonna walk the right foot in between your hands. You're in a low lunge. You take a breath in and a breath out. You're gonna straighten that right leg, come into a three-legged down dog. Maybe you bend the knees, stack the hips, roll it open. Take a breath in, the right foot comes down to the mat. Inhale, the left leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, you step it to the outside of the left hand, coming into lizard on this side. Right, and knowing that the sides are different. All right, so you can come drop the right knee to the mat. You come to the outside edge of the left foot. You can stay on your hands, come to your forearms, let your head rest on the mat. Right, and you notice here, you notice what's on top, what's present, what's alive. And you breathe in and you breathe out. And when you start to wander, you come back. And take a breath in. You Come back to your hands. They're still on the inside of that left foot. You come up to the right toes. You take a breath in. Exhale, you lower halfway down. Inhale, you come back up. Exhale, you lower halfway down. Inhale, you come back up. One more. Exhale, you lower. Inhale, you come back up. Stretch the left leg back to a three-legged down dog. Maybe you bend the knee, roll the hips open. And you take a breath in and a breath out. Exhale, those left toes come down to the mat. You're here in downward facing dog, and you notice, is there more space in your body than there was when you started in this pose? Take a breath in. You're gonna walk your feet through your hands, come down to your back. Hug your knees into your chest. You rock side to side. You're gonna reach your hands in between your thighs, grab the outside edges of your feet and come into Happy Baby. So here in Happy Baby, the soles of the feet are reaching up towards the ceiling. The knees are coming down towards the armpit. The spine is long on the back. Maybe you rock side to side. Maybe you find stillness. But you breathe, you notice. You make space. And take a breath in, release the grip on your feet. The right knee is gonna stay hugged in, the left leg's gonna go out long to the mat. You're gonna take the left hand to the outside of the right knee, cross it over the body, right arm comes out to the side. You look out over the left shoulder. Shoulder blades stay on the mat. You take a breath in, you come back to center. That right leg goes out long, the left knee hugs in. You take the right hand to the outside of that left knee, cross it over the body, left arm goes out to the side, look out over the right shoulder. And you pause here. Where can you make more space? And you feel the breath expand. And you take a breath in. You come back to center, hug the knees into your chest. You're going to take both knees and drop them over to the right. Arms can be out wall to wall. Again, keeping those shoulder blades on the mat. And using your core, take a breath in, the knees come back to center, and on the exhale, they drop over to the left side of the room. And you take a breath in. You come back to center, both legs go straight up in the air. If you have a block, you can put it at the base of your sacrum, or you can put your hands underneath for a little bit more support. You can flex your toes, flex your feet, point your toes. You can alternate. You can just let them hang out. And you take a breath in and a breath out. Your next exhale, the right foot's going to come to the mat, and then the left. Right leg's going to go out long, left leg's going to go out long. Hands by your side, palms can be facing up towards the ceiling, or if you need more grounding, they can be down on the ground. Take a breath in and a breath out. Let the back side of your body sink into the mat. Let your shoulders fall away from your ears. Unhinge your jaw. This final pose is about bringing the body and mind into rest. No more work to do. Take a breath in and a breath out. Shavasana. If your mind starts to wander, just gently bring it back. Don't let it add more. Start to bring some movement into your fingers and toes. Maybe you've deepened the breath. And keeping your eyes closed, you roll gently to your right side. You pause. And then when you're ready, you help yourself up to seated, the top of your mat where we started. Together, take a breath in, arms reach up overhead, and on the exhale, hands come to heart center. You pause. Feel that heartbeat, feel the breath, make space. Together, take a full breath in and a long breath out. The light and truth in me sees and honors that in each of you. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Together we say, Namaste.